Hello and welcome back for the next or last part of this tutorial for the actual rig. In this tutorial we're going to do the bones for the hands, which is pretty simple. Um, so let's just get started. So go to the Create tab and create a new box and create one. And then in the Modify panel, change the length to 9, the width to 4, and the height to 8. And after you've done that, on one of your hands, the Align tool, which is at the very top, click it, and then click this little bit of the bone at the bottom, and change it so that it's on the pivot point. For the current object to be on the pivot point and the target object to be center. Now press OK, and then with the select and rotate tool, make sure angle snap toggle is on. Rotate it by 180 degrees. And then move it up so that there's no... Okay. Now we'll create the fingers. So we're only going to create one finger, we're just going to copy it 5 times, 4 times. So create another box, and then change the length to 2.5, width to 2, and height to 7.8. And then position it somewhere where where a finger would be. Oops. And then before we copy it or anything, we're going to convert it to a poly. So right click on it and then convert to poly. And then with the edge selection in the modify tab, click on the edge, and then you're going to want to select these 4 lines, the ones there, and then go into the edit edges, and beside connect, click that little box. And then what you want to do is, it's pretty much just like we did for the legs and the arms as well. So let's create 5 this time, and just just get them something like -80, -85 in the pinch option after you've changed the segments to 5, and just press OK, and then select the lines going in the direction that just like the arms, sides of the fingers. So and just put a connect and just reset it back down to 1 segment and change that pinch to 0. And just like we did with the arms, go into the vertex selection, select those vertex in the middle and weld it till you get that. Oops. And yeah, that should now help it bend a bit better, hopefully. So after you've done that, one thing you should get used to using if you're ever going to do a scene and there's just things getting in the way sometimes, you can right click on an object or any objects that you've got selected. So right click on the finger, or actually I'm going to set that and this. So select the palm and the finger and right click and then go to isolation selection. And now it will isolate all that. Don't worry, all this other stuff is still there, it's just hidden. If you ever save in this, make sure you go out of isolation before you close this the file, because if you don't, all your stuff you can still get back, just unhide all, but you know, it will unhide everything. So always make sure to go out of isolation mode before you close 3ds Max. So now we just need to add the bones. So go to the Create tab and go to Systems, Bones, and then just simply try and get one going down the middle as close as you can. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, so just, you know, get used to using the Align tool because it's very useful. And just get it aligned. Make sure the rotation's straight. Just move it up. So that center is, oops, about the center. And then, yeah, after you've done that, you're probably going to want to change all these, rename them. So I'm going to change this to right palm, right finger, and for the bones I'm just going to go into the tools and rename objects and call them right finger and numbered and rename. And then what we're going to want to do is, you could use the skin modifier. It's just, I prefer to use the physique modifier. Skin probably is easy to use in some cases, so feel free to use that instead if you want. But yeah. So in the modifier list, go down to physique and attach to node. Select the top bit of the bone and initialize. And then, like you would do for the other bits as well, go into the, press on the plus sign beside the physique, go down to vertex, and with vertex operations have selected, and select the top half, assign to link, and assign to the top half. And again, select on select, and select the bottom part, bottom vertices and the middle vertices, and assign to link and the bottom part. And then we should hopefully have a bendable finger. We do. So before we copy this over, yeah, we're going to copy it over. So just these selected. Oop. Just make sure it's on the edge. You can change this afterwards. Copy all these and copy it over. Number of copies if you want. See if you can fit 4 on. You probably can. So if you can't, go for free. Many people will say if you have to go for free. It's just normal these days. Yeah, just try and get them to evenly put, and then we're going to copy this again. Shift, copy it, and now we're going to try and position it where the thumb would be. You got the local 2 as well, and you know, experiment. You could always make a different thumb that works better than this, and you know, test it, see if it'll bend. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We'll add the I keys in a second, but before you do that, we should copy over the hand. So exit isolation mode. So exit isolation mode, and select all of it, and hopefully, ooh, good. Let's see, this will work. No. Oh, that's why. I had. Make sure you do not select the I keychain, because if you do, it's gonna be messy. Oh, and make sure you're not in local. Make sure you're in view. If you're not, then the bones will go wildly into a different location. So shift and copy that, and then just rotate it. Okay, make sure you're not in local view for that either. And copy, and you know, turn it 180 degrees and move it. Now, of course, the thumb's in the wrong direction, but we can easily just turn that around. And there we go. Now, what you should also do is at the very top in the awl, there's bone. Select that, and now you can only select bones, which is very useful. So what we're going to do is, you could, if you wanted, you could connect your hands to your other part of the skeleton, but I find it's better to keep them separate, just in case you want a more easier way to move him around, in case you want to cut his hand off, maybe. It makes it easier. Or his head. But just select all these bones. You don't have to worry about hitting the geometry, because the geometry is not a bone, so you can't hit it. And when you've done that, right under the green square at the very top of the Autodesk icon, there's a select and link. And just, make sure, go back into all after you've selected all your bones, and just drag them onto the palm. So now that if we were to move the palm, it should all follow. Yay. And then what you want to do with the palm is select and link that to that little bone in the middle, which for some reason won't let me. Strange. Oops. Oops. Oh, no. If you have problems linking it because some random weird reason, like this for some reason, then, you know, just copy the name, and with the object that you want to copy it to, link it to, with the link and select tool, there's this list to underneath the views toolbar, which is the top. Select by name. If you bring that up, it brings up a list of objects and all that you've got. You can go through the filters and that. So this is a good way if you've got a big scene or you can't find something to go through. You can also show frozen and hidden objects in case you can't find those. What we need is to find that, and because we got the select and link tool selected, instead of it being select and cancel, it's link and cancel. So link it, and now we should be able to move this hand around, and now the arm follows. Yay! Yeah, it's good. And do the exact same to the other side. But yeah, I'll just select. Oops. If you can't select them without very easily, then just change from all to bone, and that'll make it easier. Let's see. Sometimes you don't even need to go into the list. It's very random when it works or not. Just double check it works. Now, when you know that works, it's time to go into the I key part. So just like you do for your arm and legs, just select the top one, and in the top, in the animation toolbar at the very top or menu, the I key solvers and I key limb solver, and then select the bottom small little part of the finger, little bone. And you don't have to do this. You could have, you might not want to have an I key link on them. You could leave them. You could animate them without them. It's an option. And as you can see, it's the wrong way again. So I keys in the hierarchy tab, there's I key solver properties and swivel change. So change that. Okay. Right. That's not good. Strange. Okay. Right. That obviously has gone very wrong from the point of the yeah. It still works, but if you notice any problems with that, then you can always redo the physique on it, and it will it should then work if you were to do that. So yeah, and it will very likely be the same for these as well. But a good thing to point out, never mind, is that by the looks of it, that I've noticed is if you're in select a move and it's in local, and the y-axis is not pointed in one of the directions you want it to bend, then that's so yeah, it won't swivel in that direction. Should have probably checked that before. But if you notice any problems with with it, then you can simply change that with the physique modifier and redo the physique modifier, which should take 5 minutes extra if you know how to do it. pretty quickly. I'll quickly do it just to show how quick it is, hopefully. Let's remove the physics. There it is. We initialize on this. It's very quick. Signed link. And there you go. So if you have any problems with the faces overlapping because of that, should have checked that before, but I'm sorry. But it's very easy to fix pretty quickly, and I should have done that. But you could always not add that if you don't want to. It's sometimes better not to in some cases it's not. But yeah. You may also want to link all of these eye keychains on your fingers to the palm, because what you'll notice now is if I was to move the arm, the eye keychain does not follow, which is not good. Now, instead of selecting link for this, you may want to go into the motion tab, and with sign controller, have transform eye key chain. Yeah, and have the eye key go position, rotation, and scale selected, and this little sign controller be there, and choose link constraint, and add a link, and select the palm. Main reason you probably want to do that is so that if you for some reason needed to animate it, had to animate it for where it was not following the palm for some reason, then you could easily keyframe it to not do that. Because if you were to do it with the select and link tool up at the top, it doesn't do that. It doesn't let you keyframe it. It's stuck attached to it. And if you were to detach it at a certain frame, or it would be off completely from the very beginning. But this way, you can put in you can set keys for, you know, if it's add link is what it's connected to, and link to world is when you don't want it to be connected to anything, which you can put in a start frame for that, and that you can delete keys and that. Other than that, you know, let's see if this, you know, you may have to make another texture for the hand, but you probably don't. You probably use the same one for the nose. So yeah, so I think that's it. So yeah, just do an eye keychain for each one if you want. You don't have to. You can just animate them without them. You know that. If you were to auto key the little ball at the very bottom, so I did that. You'd notice there's no keyframes on the little ball. That's because it's on this one, because the little ball at the bottom is more of a guide. It doesn't actually do anything. So if you need to edit the keyframe for that, it's actually on the bone above it. So yeah. So I think that's this tutorial. I think that's the entire rig. I think I'll do. Some people have asked for a tutorial there how to import a Minecraft world into Minecraft, into 3ds Max, which I guess I can do. Pretty easy. There's a lot of programs out there that allow you to do it. So yeah, I'll do a tutorial for that. If you got any comments, just leave them in the comment section, and I will try and help you. If you like the video, like it, and thank you for for watching.